Right. So next we'll take one more example. Okay. And what is that? Okay. Find, or we'll say evaluate. Okay. So evaluate the convolution. Okay. So evaluate the convolution sine t by pi t convolved with sine 2t by pi t. Okay, so we have to do the convolution, and hence final answer is in which domain? Time domain. But you can easily see that doing the convolution in time domain is really tough. Okay, and hence we will take the help of convolution in time domain property, which implies we are multiplying in frequency domain. Okay, so let's say we have x of t to be equal to sine t divided by pi t. So we already know that this fellow will have what as Fourier transform? A rectangular function from -1 to +1 with amplitude 1 as the Fourier transform, which is x of j omega. Okay, and then we have h of t, second signal, right? So second signal, let us take it to be sine 2t divided by pi t. So this fellow will have what as Fourier transform here? This fellow will have a rectangular function from where to where? -2 to +2. Okay, it will have rectangular function from -2 to +2 with amplitude 1 as the Fourier transform. Okay, yes, I'll keep that in picture. Okay, so now we want what? We want y of t, which is equal to sine t divided by pi t convolved with sine 2t divided by pi t. So what will happen? This is nothing but, okay, so h of t is sine 2t by pi t. This is our h of j omega. Okay, yes, so we want y of t equal to sine t by pi t convolved with sine 2t by pi t, which is same as x of t convolved with h of t. So what will happen to the Fourier transform? That is nothing but y of j omega is equal to what? Because we are convolving in time domain, we have to multiply in frequency domain, which is x of j omega multiplied with h of j omega. So we have to multiply these two signals. So if you multiply these two signals, how does the plot look here? We already know how to multiply the signals. So this is a rectangular signal from -1 to +1, and this is a rectangular signal from -2 to +2. So if you multiply, what do you get? You get another rectangle from -1 to +1. So our y of j omega is a rectangular function from -1 to +1 with amplitude 1. Now let us take inverse Fourier transform of this. So which signal will have this rectangular function as the Fourier transform? We already know that. Which signal will have that here? So sine t divided by pi t. Okay, so y of j omega, which is a rectangular function from -1 to +1, will have sine t by pi t as the Fourier transform. So what did we get? So sine t by pi t convolved with sine 2t by pi t will give you sine t by pi t as the answer. Okay, so if you do in time domain, it would be very tough. Okay, but if you do in frequency domain, it would be easy. So just for understanding, we will take one more example. So what would be sine 2t by pi t convolved with sine 3t by pi t? Okay, so just visualize here. Okay, so sine 2t by pi t convolved with sine 3t by pi t equal to dash. That is the question. So definitely we know that this fellow will have a rectangle from -2 to +2 with amplitude 1 as the Fourier transform, and this fellow will have a rectangle from -3 to +3 with amplitude 1 as the Fourier transform. So in time domain, they are getting convolved. So in frequency domain, they should get multiplied. So if you multiply these two rectangles, so what do you get? You get another rectangle from where to where? Just like the previous problem, you get from -2 to +2 as the a rectangle as the Fourier transform with amplitude 1. So now what will happen in time domain? This is the for frequency Fourier transform, and this is the Fourier transform, and this is also Fourier transform. Now we want answer in time domain. So which signal will have a rectangle from -2 to +2 with amplitude 1 as the Fourier transform? This will be sine 2t divided by pi t. Okay, so sine 2t by pi t convolved with sine 3t by pi t will have sine 2t by pi t as the Fourier transform. So with the previous two examples, something should strike. So what is that? We will see the previous example here. So what did we get? Sine t by pi t convolved with sine 2t by pi t. What is the answer we got? We got sine t by pi t as the answer, right? Sine t by pi t convolved with sine 2t by pi t, we got sine t by pi t. Similarly, next problem, sine 2t by pi t convolved with sine 3t by pi t. Again you get sine 2t by pi t as the final convolution answer. So these two, what happened? So out of 2 and 3, who is minimum here? 2 is minimum. That is what you get here. So same rule applies here. Okay. So sine t by pi t, sine 2t by pi t. So here this fellow is 1. Here this fellow is 2. So which one is coming here? 1 is coming, which is minimum of 1 and 2. So let us generalize the result what we have got. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Sine w1t divided by pi t convolved with sine w2t by pi t will give you what as the answer? Sine of whoever is minimum. So we write minimum of w1 comma w2t divided by pi t. So this would be the Fourier transform, sorry, this would be the convolution of these two signals. Who are they? Sine w1t by pi t convolved with sine w2t by pi t. Okay, yes. So what happens if I add one more convolution? Okay, I will leave that as homework. So that is intuitive and easy only. So let's say I have sine w1t by pi t convolved with sine w2t by pi t convolved with I'll have sine w3t by pi t. So what is that you have to do? You have to find the answer. Okay, this should be equal to how much? Hint is write the corresponding Fourier transform, or you can use the hint of previous problem itself. Okay.